Here's this blanket again. This blanket is very important, people. Listen to me, this blanket. Kwasuka sukela, ithani close pen. Kakukhona mina reading you a story. And we're very far, we're at the end actually of the story. This is where it gets spicy, I feel like. If you were reading, it was actually spicy still. But actually, this is a collision where a housekeeper that has lost many pregnancies and is going through things with, well, the boyfriend basically left her, and a whole lot of bad life things happening to her. Now she's grieving, she recently lost this baby, and now starts working for this new lady, Thuli, who kind of has had some similar experiences of losing children, and she just buried her baby. And let's find out what happens now when to these two women who have lost babies. One is rich, one is not. Obviously, one is working for the other, but let's see what happens. So this is Thuli and her husband coming back from burying her son that she only got to carry for like a few minutes, if that's, okay, no, a few hours, but the son was unalive when she was just like holding on to this baby because she's in pain now. And yeah, this is husband just walking her and her sad, grieving self into their home, and you can see that she's holding a blanket. She's not holding it, but she has a blanket with her. That blanket is very important. This blanket makes you understand the story of everything. So this blanket is very important. I repeat again. And this blanket, Lindy is working there. They're coming back from burying her son. Lindy works during the day. They bury the son obviously in the early mornings. They're coming back. The husband is helping her inside, putting things inside or whatever. She's holding on to this blanket. That is the last piece of her baby. She's grieving. And what Lindy sees when she walks into her home is just her holding on to this blanket like this. And yeah, she was already halfway up the stairs when Lindy was like coming out and about to leave. So I think what she understands is, oh, she's back. She hasn't seen her boss in a while. She's back. She's carrying what seems to be a baby. And obviously she's been cleaning a nursery, an empty nursery for a while with her pregnant boss. So she assumes the welcoming baby home right now, actually. And here's Lindy looking at her walk up the stairs with her blanket and just looking at her and just like sad, obviously, because she's like, wow, these rich people, she just got a baby and I've lost so many babies. I could probably like take better care of the baby. She doesn't even, okay, anyway, but yeah, you see the face, it's like, wow, other people are having babies and I don't. And so she continues to stand in one place while she's cleaning, like staring into blank space. And after she snaps back, like, and she realizes she needs to compose herself. And she was leaving, so she said her byes with her husband, because Thuli was there upstairs just grieving and going through the most. So the nursery, Thuli and her husband was half done, and obviously they were waiting for, I guess they were waiting for a baby, and just like, also the baby that she gave birth to and died was a premature baby, so they had some time to like finalize things before the baby arrived, and then this instance happened. So while Lindy would clean this house, she would see most of this half done nursery, and she would stand exactly like this and just look around, or sometimes get in because there wasn't much to be done, and get in, touch things, I guess, and fantasize like what life she would have with her own kids or whatever. So she stands there and just like zoning out and thinking things, and probably my life is not fair, I don't even believe it. So yeah, so here is Thuli, the boss of Lindy, and employer, this is her still holding on to her baby's blanket, the last piece just grieving, and she would most of the time spend time in the nursery and or like in a random room just like zoning out, or having a glass of wine to numb herself and pass out and wake up and repeat the procedure all over again. And sometimes she wouldn't want to cry because she thought like maybe she's being selfish, like why is she grieving more than her husband, but her husband was doing it by himself. He was probably trying to be strong, so and yeah, she's wrapped up and cooped up in like random rooms in her home. She has a mansion-ish, so why not, enjoy her home. So that's what she was doing, crying, grieving, probably asking God why. And then Lindy would see this, like seeing the distress. So probably in her head, it would be like, this person just gave birth. She has what I want. Why is she crying? Why is she miserable? Like probably thinking rich people don't appreciate you because, okay, anyway. Yeah, this is Lindy and Thuli. This is Lindy looking at Thuli crying and like mourning her son. But I don't think it's registering in Lindy what the actual situation is. Like I said, I think she has this perception that this person has just given birth and should be happy, not miserable, drinking wine and being negligent, basically a negligent mother. So you see the frustration. So as Thuli does, enjoying classes over now and then, also to numb herself. She did so, but this one time she gets knocked out, and she wakes up and is like, I don't get knocked out like this from like a class of fun, but she shakes it off like, okay, whatever, maybe I'm just, my toilet doctor's getting low. She just dismissed it. Until she keeps on walking in her house and she's like, why is my house in disarray? Oh, well, she walked past her and baby's room and she sees it's in like a mess, like someone went through things and did things. And, yeah. How? Now she goes to the kitchen, same thing. Her wine bottles mostly are just like shattered all around the kitchen. The kitchen is a mess, like someone came in and did the most ravaging place. And so girl runs because she's rich and she has CCTV footage. She runs to CCTV footage and then she sees, oh my god, Lindy did this. Lindy went to the nursery and did the most to what she was taking, and yeah, absconded and just like bounced. And then she calls her husband to come witness this. I guess he wasn't home, and then now he is. And then now they're watching and seeing all this. Now he's angry, and then because of his line of work, he was able to like get some favors, ask some people like where she could possibly find this woman that did this to her home. And yeah, it didn't take long, I guess. And then they find out Thuli, she lives in a township nearby. Well, not nearby, but nearby. And so they drive to the township, and this is them just like driving past. And while they're driving, Thuli is like looking around the neighborhood, seeing these teenage girls pregnant, and she's like still like, wow, I wanted a baby and I lost my baby. So yeah, they're just on a journey looking for Lindy, probably looking for answers, looking for justice. I don't know why they're chasing her down. We'll find out in the next video. Yay.